Just glad to see you again and be with you, and I hope your career really does take off, and look forward to see you again, on stage and performing, and seeing how things work out for you down the road. That would make me very happy that you did well.
Yeah. Well, I hope I have something to show you, something to make you think is cool. I'm trying not to say pride, be proud, because pride's a sin, and I don't sin.
Being proud is fine. I don't consider that a sin.
Well,
to have pride in your capabilities and what you're doing, and as long as you're doing positive things and you're helping people, that's very, very important.
Well, I think this is an interesting point, because I guess the way that I think about these things now, particularly like a lot of the things in the Bible, and it's not just, I focus on Christianity because it's what I'm most familiar with, but I know that there's all sorts of similar things and maybe even the same thing in a lot of other ancient religions. But with sin, have you heard that the way it's often thought about is that pride is like the main sin and all the other sins like stem from it? I think about that a lot, because I feel in our modern day, pride is really widely encouraged on like a cultural level. And it's one of those things where it's like some things in the Bible, a lot of people will go, oh, of course, a lot of good things can come from that. But there's also some areas or like ideas they have that are just wrong or outdated or something like that. And I feel like pride's one of those, like saying pride's a sin is one of those things people often go, whatever on, pride's a good thing. But I think I get curious when I feel compelled to say I'm proud of this. I get compelled to think more deeply about that emotion. Like it's usually, let's say I've completed a project, like a creative project I'm really happy with, and I've worked really hard on. Part of me wants to go, I'm really like proud of myself for getting through this and bringing this together. But I think the idea of why pride is this main sin is because it puts all that on yourself, on your ego, like your individual human self, and it separates you from God or your connectedness with everything else. So I try when I feel compelled to say that, I try to think more deeply and think like, no, I'm grateful that I was able to make this. I'm grateful that all the things that are outside of my control allowed me the space and the opportunity to do it. I don't know.
No, I agree with you, and I have a problem with pride being a sin. I don't see it that way. I mean, if you're doing good and you feel good about yourself because of some of the accomplishments that you have been able to do, I think that's fine to feel good about yourself, because if you feel good about yourself, you'll help other people feel good about themselves as well. So, I mean, too much of anything is no good. So, as Buddha said, everything's in moderation, between the extremes. And that's good to live a life of normalcy between too much or too little. The middle path, as he said, okay? And that's a good way to go.